Is it hard to make a moss generator in Blender? No, it's actually quite simple. In this video, I will show you how to generate moss on any object or in any scene using geometry nodes in Blender, so let's see how it's done. I will start with a new scene. Let's delete everything and brought in two things, a model and some moss shapes. Both of them I got from the kit library and they're free, so use the same thing if you have the library or get it online. Links to it are down below. You can also use any other model you have. Once you get those two in your scene, switch to geometry nodes from up top, and while the cat model selected, hit the big New button. This way we add the group nodes with the modifier on the side, they both connected, and we will see that later in this video. The thing we need to do here is simple. We need to scatter this moss on the cat model and also control where the moss should appear. To do that, hit Shift-A to start adding nodes. We will go with the distribute points on faces, then drop it on the nodes line. The cat now disappeared, and two hollow squares showed up. Weird, right? Well, not much. See, those two squares or cubes are from the distribute node, and if we played with the density value, the number of cubes will increase. Thus, the name points on faces, meaning it will increase those hollow cubes until each face has one. Now, before we continue, we need to get the cat model back. And we do that with a node called Join Geometry. It works like a mix, so since the group input is the cat geometry. And we did switch that into hollow points with the distribute node. We need another direct connection from the group input to the group output, and for that we use the Join Geometry node to get more slots. Once you're done with the Join Geometry node, you will end up with two lines, the top one, which is empty. You leave it this way, unless you want to affect the model. We will work on the bottom line, the one with the distribute node, and it has two types, random and Poisson disk. The difference between the two is that with the Poisson disk type, you can control the distance between those generated points, thus prevent intersections. This can help when adding cars, trees, people, or anything of this sort. But since we're doing moss or grass, the random type will do just fine. After the long talk that no one wanted to hear, let's get into business. We need to turn those points into moss, and we do that with the instance on point. You see the name, instance on points. Drop it after the distribute node, then drag the moss object from the layers to the geometry nodes area, and connect the moss geometry to the instance slot. By doing this, we turn each point to moss, and that's what's cool about geometry nodes, easy and light. Now let's scale the moss around just to see what's going on. Since the moss is light, I can scale it down and increase the density to insane number, and it won't affect the viewport. But if you're working with other models, make sure to go with caution. Another thing to notice here is the moss orientation, and I switched the moss to cones just to make it more clear for you. So with the cone as an instance, you will notice that all of the cone instances are heading up no matter where they are. This might be a problem in some cases. So if you want to fix orientation, you can do that with one connection. Take the rotation from the distribute node and connect it to the instance's rotation slot as shown. This way, we solve a problem that we don't have here. And why is that? Because moss will intersect and rotate around itself, so it won't matter much, but it will come in use one way or another, so keep it in mind. So back to the moss object. It looks weird even after scaling it up, so we need to control that with the rotation using the random value node. Add it in the area before the instance on points, then hit Shift-D to make a copy of it. So now we have two random value nodes. The first one will be a vector type, and the vector will go into the instance rotation. With that, we can control the random rotation between the mini and max values for all axes. The second random value will stay on the float type, and just connect it to the instance scale. This one also has a mini and max value, and using the range between that, we can control the random scale for the moss. Now that we created the moss on the cat model, we need to control the area where the moss appear. To do that, go back to the group input node. There you will find a free socket. We use this to plug any function or value from the geometry node and transfer it to the modifier on the right. Let's first connect the distribute selection back to the group input. You will notice a new field in the modifier area. Press on it like shown to reset. Then, if we open the selection, you will have a couple of options, but we don't need that. What we need is one of two things from the data properties, the Vertex Group, or the color attribute. With the Vertex Group, we add a new group from the plus icon, then with the model selected in edit mode, assign it to the group with 0 weight. This way, if we switch to weight paint mode from the Control tab menu, we can use the brush to paint moss on the model with ease using different drawing methods. Here, you draw with colors between blue, which is the 0 weight no moss area, and red for full weight moss generating. You can also go with Vertex Color Paint, which is similar to weight paint. You go back to the data properties to add a new color attribute, then select it in the modifier. After that, switch to Vertex Paint mode to draw on the cat model with two colors, black and white, and you can switch between them with the X key. I myself prefer the weight paint method, but you can go with the one you like. One thing you probably noticed in the group input, the free socket will always be there. So if we plug a new function after the distribute selection, we can transfer anything we want to the modifier panel. Thus, we don't need to open the nodes every time we add the moss. So for this simple set of nodes, we probably need the density along with the scale and rotation. You can also, after adding any value, change its name from the side menu inside Geometry node. And here you have it. I will cut the group input connection just to show you the nodes if you want to take a snapshot. Super easy to understand, and I hope you get it. Those are one of the most important geo nodes, so you will use them all the time. Make sure to keep the values connected to the group input for them to work in the modifier area. This will work in scattering grass, moss, trees, or anything that can be scatter. And that's what we have for today. Like and share if you care. And tell your grandma about geometry nodes. She might be interested in the topic. See you guys next time. Stay sharp. Goodbye.